It's New Things Day, and I'd say a handful of pretzels because I thought that would be a good idea before talking for upwards of 10 minutes. I'm an idiot. All right. Comics, got a lot of them. And, of course, the normal books that I still have not gotten through because I have so many of those ones that I saved. Comics first. And first things first, I got my copy of Batman Day Batman, the reprint of the Rebirth #1. Because I will not make it to my shop on Batman Day. So this is why I have it now. Don't know if I'm supposed to have it yet, but mum's the word. Ooh, we better not talk about mum. Batman's involved. Next up, Bob's Burgers 15. I saw the first story is, oh boy, the back of this is awful. I saw the first story is the artwork where Gene looks like a baby, looks like a child, and I don't like it. Well, he is a child. But I don't like this. I don't see Gene as a. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It appears as if that might be the entire story in this one too. So we'll see how that works. Hopefully the story's good. But the back of this is a preview or a promotion for Kiss #2. So better get on it. A gorgeous cover here, Scarlet Witch #10. I love this series. I think it's great that even if I'm reading it and I hate it, I know the next one is probably going to be better. Because the rotating art teams, none have been awful, except for the one that Polito did the art for. Whew. The story was okay, I think. I tried to erase from my memory, but the one that Polito did the art for, nope, not for me. But I've liked pretty much every other story, and I like the difference the rotating art teams are bringing to this. On this one, we have, I don't know, James Robinson, the writer, and artist is Kai Zama. Interested in that. I love the cover. I love the cover of that one. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Pink, 3 of 6. You know, I don't do many minis, and this is one that I couldn't miss out on. I will be on all of them. I will be on. Let's run them down. Power Rangers Pink, obviously. Power Rangers Red, Blue, Black, Yellow, maybe Green, maybe White. I don't think I missed anybody. Next up, Green Lantern 6. I prefer this cover to the other one, where the lanterns look happy, especially the one with the anxiety disorder. Anytime I see her happy, I'm going to be happy. Because I share a lot of her anxiety, and I love this book, and I fucking love Simon Baz. Still do. I got over the gun thing in my head. I figured out I understand it now. So, settled on Simon Baz. Superwoman 2. I really did like the Dodson cover. I was a big fan of the Dodson cover, but I couldn't pass this up. I like skulls on a cover, and I like being being dragged, drug underground, being pulled underground. I don't know. I like everything about this cover. I love the Terry Dodson cover too, but couldn't pass this up. Action Comics 963. Had to get this cover because you don't see Clark standing like that a lot. It's mainly a Supes stance. So seeing Clark stand like that, I'm sold. Maybe I just won't even get a Superman tattoo. Just get a Clark Kent tattoo. He's the real hero, right? Old Man Logan 11. Last Ronin story continuing that I thought was going to be different than what it is, but it's still enjoyable. This is one of the most solid books out week in, week out. It's great. Old Man Logan kills it every time. I don't think it needs to be talked about because the people who are reading it know that. And if you're not reading it, I don't think you're going to... Actually, I think you would have heard by now how good it was. All New Inhumans 11. Love everything Inhuman. I've been loving this series, although... I don't know. I think I just saw Luna. I think Luna's in this. Yes, she is. Luna's in it. I'm sold. I was going to say this book might not be living up to a standard, and I might need to cut it, but Luna makes an appearance. Anytime I have Luna involved, I'm interested. Because that means Quicksilver might pop up and try to steal her. Wouldn't that be great if that was his character? Quicksilver just didn't do anything but try to steal his own daughter back. Just consistently in every story. Luna just, Luna's on a corner in a book, and Quicksilver just takes her. All right, I've realized now that Quicksilver may be a villain if that is possible, if that is what he's doing. Ignore everything I just said. Uncanny Avengers 14. This is great for me because I love Cable. Cable versus Cap. Consider me in. My only fear is that this story arc is going to be the one that makes Cable go away again. And I love Cable. I know not a lot of people do, but there's a very soft spot in my heart for Cable. And I love seeing him. And Cable may be the only thing keep me on that book. I'm going to be honest. Uncanny Inhumans number 13. Looks like we have Inhumans fighting Inhumans on here. Civil War tie-in. So was Uncanny Avengers. So is Deadpool 18. And Cable's on the cover of this with a bat for some reason. The other cover was a Defenders variant that had Luke Cage and Jessica Jones on it, which I liked, but Cable's on this, so because Cable. Batman Detective 940. It's a gorgeous cover. It's a gorgeous cover. I think I've been liking Batman more than Detective. That's a personal opinion. Don't get me wrong, I've been liking Detective, but I'm really enjoying Batman. Really enjoying Batman. A book that's not on my pull, but I keep picking it off the shelf. Deathstroke 2. I got the Rebirth issue and number 1 off the shelf and see where it's going. It's kind of convoluted to me. It seems like it's jumping around, but I'll give it a couple issues. This is the week I shouldn't have. This is the week I should have said, no, that's it. We're good. But New 52 Deathstroke I missed out on, and then once it got higher, I didn't want to jump back on it and go back and read them. So hopefully I don't regret this decision. New Superman number 3, a decision I'll never regret. I love this book. It's fresh. It's new. It's neat. It's fun. It's different. I like it a lot. I like this cover a lot too. And lastly, but not leastly, every issues they're delivering these covers that are tattoo worthy, and this is Wonder Woman 6. The other cover had like a Wonder Woman behind bars, but there's a bunch of animals there, and she's like holding them in her hand and like petting them. There's a deer involved, and I liked it, but I didn't necessarily like the way Wonder Woman looked. That was if she would have looked like this, I probably would have got that cover. Although I love this cover too, but I liked the other cover with the animals. Book time, where I say the books I've saved, and I try to guess, judging by whatever evidence I have, I try to guess when they were published. I don't know a lot. I don't know much about a lot. Actually, the first couple of these I do know things about. But if you know anything about any of these issues or any of the issues, I'm the one with the issues, obviously. If you know anything about any of these copies of books or anything about a book that I show that I don't know anything about, let me know, because I'm in the dark about a lot of these. I saved them because some of them looked interesting. Some of them I just felt like they needed saving, and they just called to me. First up, we have Disraeli, Robert Blake, hardback. Dust jacket's pretty mangled, if you can see on the top. Pages are still pretty white, though. Like I'm actually kind of impressed by that. This is a 4th printing, it says on the bottom of the dust jacket. I don't know. I truly don't know. I'm going to go 1954 for Disraeli Robert Blake 4th printing. That's my guess. And St. Martin's Press publication. This is a 4th printing. I said 54, a few years off. This is a 4th printing, 1967. I think I was taken off by the damage of the dust jacket. That's my bad. Still close enough, though. I'm not 40 years off, so we're still doing better than last week. Next up, we have hardback, Virgil's Aeneid. The art pressed right there on the hardback. No dust jacket on this. It is autographed, not by Virgil, but by Miriam H. Stern, maybe? I don't know. This is Virgil's Aeneid, books 1 through 6, published by DC Heath Company. I truly don't know. I have no idea when this would have been. I don't know anything about the copy. I don't know anything about any of it. I don't know. Let's just go safe. Let's go the safe route, 65. Let's publish 65, because a lot of the books I saved seem to be from that time. That's not fucking true. No. I refuse to believe this copyright, because that means that I am as bad as last video. This is a 1930 publication of Virgil's Aeneid. And I'm upset about it because I was so far off, but I'm also stoked about it because it's a 1930 pressing. You can call it pressing. You can do that. Because it's a 1930s publication of Virgil's Aeneid. Next up, The Outline of History, H.G. Wells, Volume 1. I think I have Volume 2, but apparently it got separated. It looks like somebody on the front cover here decided to stab it multiple times with a pencil, it appears, a pen, some conical device, it seems, and it goes all the way through the front cover, through the first page, through the second page, through the table of contents. Some of them go pretty deep. They're starting to sparse out, but no, they're pretty deep. It looks like even to, I don't know, the first chapter, even page 14, there's a little remnants of them. And that's a bummer, but got to deal with it. It doesn't really affect the reading of it, so I'll be all right with it. The Outline of History, Volume 1, H.G. Wells. Something fell out of it. What do we have? No, just something to hold your damn Dewey Decimal card. Published by Garden City Books. No, I looked already. This is published 1956. So I'm judging. I'm going to guess that a kid in 1980 had this book maybe in school or something and was mad, throwing a fit, throwing a tantrum. Maybe he was a punk and he was just screaming anarchy, stabbing this with a pencil. I'm a little bummed out about it. I hope I do have 2. I don't know if 2's damaged or not. I thought I grabbed 2. Next we have Death at the BBC by John Sherwood, hardback, library bound. You know how much I love that. This has a cover price of $12.95, so 1968. Charles Scribner Sons Publishing. 1982. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm done with this game. I'm gonna throw in the towel. At this point, I'm not even thinking. I'm just yelling numbers because I can't be this bad. Next, a Mary Roberts Rinehart Mystery Contest prize winner, I Wanted to Murder, which is a mystery by Clarissa Fairchild Cushman. And it's a hardback with this dust jacket with these little leather strips. I've seen a few of these. I've gotten a few of these. I think these little leather, I don't know if they're leather or not. They might be leather, but they might just be tape also. But kind of the edges of the dust jacket are taped to prevent fraying and damage, which is very interesting. Decal edge here on the side. Looks like it has a cover price of $2. I don't know if that's what that means. It said net. I don't know. Published by Farrah and Rinehart Incorporated, New York, Toronto. I Wanted to Murder. I had a couple other ones of these. I'm going to say this is 1947, 1948. I'm probably going to be way off and be very mad at myself. But I feel like the other ones I had of these were of that time. It's published 1940. I'm back in business. Back in business. Pre-war. Pre-war. Well, pre-second war of the world. Next, we have Casualties by Lynn Reed Banks. Amsterdam, Holland, 1943. Picture frame kind of picture on the front here. It's a novel. Cover price of $16.95. 1987. Published by St. Martin's Press. 1986. First U.S. edition. 1986. I'm back on board. See, it takes me a bit. It takes me a bit to get adjusted, and then I'm back in the game, baby. I'm back doing what needs to be done, getting dates right that nobody cares about and nobody cares to listen to. Blood Relatives, Ed McBain, an 87th Precinct mystery. I read one of these. It was Shotgun, I think, and I have a few of them. Characters weren't very likable at all. None of them. Not one. But the story was well written, and I liked the... This is basically the Law and Order before Law and Order existed, because it's basically a procedural where very few of the characters are likable, but it's well written, it's well structured, and it's interesting. But Ed McBain's Blood Relatives, it's a book club edition. I believe most of the book club editions were 1970-ishes. I don't like that sense at all. I'm going 1971 on Blood Relatives. I love this cover, though. Published by Random House. It's 1975, actually. Give me a peek at that cover. I love that cover. It's great. Very good condition for 1975, also. Little tear on the, or little wear on the dust jacket there. 2 left. The firm of Girdlestone. Oh, somebody did the old pencil trick on this one too. No, they didn't. Never mind. That's glue. It's glue. We're clear. This is the firm of Girdlestone by A. Conan Doyle, published by the F.M. Lupton Publishing Company. And I don't think I'm going to get a date on this because there's not a real copyright page. So this one might not work for the game. I mean, it looks pretty old. The pages feel pretty old. If I had to take a guess at this thing, M. Lupton Publishing, I know I have another book similar to this. It's a hardback, no dust jacket. It's kind of smaller, as you can tell. You have no idea how big my hands are. Who does that help? What do I compare it to? A pen? A pen? Which I wish I had a very tiny pen. I could have held it up and I looked like a giant. But if I had to strike a guess on this, the firm of Girdlestone, I would have to go 40 or earlier because I think I have a few of these type books in there early like 40s, even earlier than that. And lastly, we have Beulah. And I'm not going to get a date on this one either. There is no copyright page or it's been removed. This thing appears older than the firm of Girdlestone, but it may just be in bad shape. The pages are very brown. I don't know. This thing's pretty old. This is Beulah by Evans. I don't know anything about it. It's a hardback. The spine is pretty damaged. I'd like to restore this because I like it. I think if it got cleaned up, I think it'd be real nice. But there's some artwork on the hardback. As you can tell, this book has had some movement, some ownership because it's pretty mangled. And that's it. I wanted to wait around to do this. I wanted to wait till tomorrow because there should be a vinyl coming tomorrow. There's an album that came out this week, or that's coming out this week. I think it comes out tomorrow, but it should be on my doorstep tomorrow. And I've already listened to it because they already streamed the whole thing exclusively through a website. I'm not going to say what it is because you don't care, but I will, and because I will gush about it when it arrives. Oh, it's a gorgeous colored vinyl. Don't even remember what color I got, but I know it's a gorgeous colored vinyl. Excited for that to come. You'll see that next week. But thank you for watching. I got to hold my 75 books up. I don't know why I do this to myself. I truly don't. I'm not even going to be able to hold them up. Thank you for watching New Things Day. I don't like that at all. Wrong hand. Let's switch it up. That's better. That's better.